You are going to accompany the adventurers to the negotiation table? That is right. I heard that Mori-sama can use the sacred spirit of purification. Since I'm weak to poisons, I would like to ask you to use the sacred spirit to cleanse and detect any poisons. Cleanse and detect? I've heard that you are trading taskware materials, so I can understand the need for purification. But why detection? No, I'm not planning to talk about materials there. They are cunning and always have poison ready for use. They? Because I am a vampire hunter. Wait! That person isn't suffering. A vampire that's been caught in holy flame would burn in anguish and torment. But that person isn't suffering. The Archbishop Imperial Order is to be an aid to Navi-sama's objective. Your objective should be vampire subjugation. He's no vampire. Yes, I certainly felt that heat at first, but it felt warm rather than painful. And now I feel nothing at all. I'm wondering why it does not work on me. My structure is both similar and different to that of a vampire. Nivo donor! What on earth is going on? No matter how many favors we own Lobian causing harm to my clients would reflect on the credibility of our company. Give me a valid explanation. I have nothing to explain. I ask the Stainer Company for their cooperation in providing taskware materials. It's just that the material provider may have been a vampire. If so, I thought I would exorcise them. That's all. However, if the holy flame didn't identify you as one, it can't be helped. I have no intention of being lenient to or hesitating against vampires. Not even a little bit. Since the suspicion has cleared up, I apologize for the disrespect. My sincerest apologies. All of this was done at my own discretion and under my authority. I take full responsibility. First, I made Carlson lie to you. The Stainer Company is a major consignee of holy water contribution. It would be difficult to refuse if the Lurian heard of this. But at the same time, it would be difficult for the Lurian to oppose my request. I'm an adventurer first, but I also hold a position that allows me to use the holy flame. I have a court rank in the Imperial Court of the Lobelia of the Holy Kingdom of Ars. As such, I'm in a position where I can't oppose either of them. Still, Charles-san resisted as much as he could and invited us to the annex to buy time. Muriel-san made an accurate judgment despite the pretext of vampire subjugation. Compared to me, who does not mind collateral damage as long as I get to defeat vampires, that is quite something. Don't say it yourself. And so, I take full responsibility. However, I was not lying about the taskware materials. As a token of my apology, I will either purchase the materials for more than the market price, or if that is not sufficient, I will deal with anything as long as it is within my power to do so. So, you are saying you are willing to continue the trade of taskware materials? That's right. In that case, I see no problem. I'm glad your suspicion of me are cleared. Apart from that, I have a question. Yes, what is it? Why do you think I was a vampire? Well, a hunch, I guess. A hunch? Did you hunch almost kill me? No. Well, in the end, yeah. But if that happened, Then, well, allow me to explain. Firstly, the reason why I buy taskware poison even though my skin is sensitive to it is because its glands are useful in exterminating vampires when processed. I won't explain the process itself, but they can't stand the end result. Vampires usually set up various obstacles to prevent it from getting into the hands of hunters, such as buying up or rooting out all materials they can find. It's possible they could contact someone to do it. All this to say that there is a high possibility of finding a vampire when dealing with taskware materials. Next is your personal history. My personal history? I used my position as a gold adventurer to investigate you. You recently got promoted to the bronze rank soon after registering in the guild. You could have just been born strong or something, so I didn't pay much attention to that. However, the solo subjugation of the taskware is clearly different. And if you look at the neatness of the material itself, it indicates skill of someone who handled the taskware alone quite easily. It is difficult to imagine that a human would be able to achieve this kind of progression in their level of skill so quickly. If I would to estimate your power in terms of monsters, I would say about as strong as a vampire. Exactly. Do you understand now how different you are? Even if you are not a vampire, but some other abnormal type of monster, I'm still on guard. Or perhaps you may even be the very thing I'm looking for. Furthermore, adventures are disappearing in and around the region of Yaran. Haven't you heard anything from the guild officials? Recently, some of the new adventures went missing. From Lugeal to Oratras, 13 similar cases have been recorded in various places in the past. If you follow the path, these incidents move from west to east, and it looks like the next location will be the city of Maruto. It turns out Ren-san wasn't a vampire, but I swear there is a vampire involved in these disappearances. The guild simply dismissed these cases as accidental deaths. Focusing on the cases where nobody was found, I searched every case. Eventually, I found a ghoul in the clothes of one of the missing adventurers. Since ghouls are vampires underlings, they cannot occur by themselves unless it is a unique case. It's clear that where there are bodies, there are vampires hiding nearby. I heard people say to get rid of vampires, it's best to burn the whole village. But actually, the whole village was taken over by ghouls and vampires. Of course, I eradicated everything regardless, so I did do it then. To sum it up, I came to see a pattern. The disappearance period of an adventure in a city where I witnessed a vampire and ghouls is similar to the case in Maruto. The intervals and distance of the incident are also within the vampire's range of action. There are no cases of disappearance in the east of Maruto yet. Vampires are very likely to be hiding in this city. Maruto City is a city with a mid-sized population density compared to villages and towns. The conclusion from all this information is that a terrible festival will take place in the city within 3 months. A vampire revolution carried out by ghouls who were once adventurers. To be continued. Thank you for listening to chapter 33. I hope you liked it, and see you next time. Bye bye.